And then go ahead and download the start file and the resource file. And I've already done that ahead of time, so now I'm just going to locate uh, where I've downloaded those files, open up my PowerPoint, and I'm going to have it arranged on the right side of my screen here. And I'm going to click on Enable Editing. Okay. So, uh, so that takes care of step 1 and 2. For step 3, the directions wants us to click the Slide Master button. So to do that, we want to go to View, click on Slide Master, and then you notice there's a lot more slides here. So it's basically accessing the slide template. For this project, we'll be focused on changing 4 layouts. For step 4, we want to align placeholders with grid lines, then change size, colors, and fonts. So first thing first, we need to select the first layout. And you know it's the correct layout when if you hover over the mouse, hover over the slide, the name matches what is shown in part A. Okay. We want to be able to see the grid lines, so let's go to View, Show Grid Lines, and you notice there's kind of like a chart graph paper overlay appearing over this slides there. For part C, we want to select the placeholder and press the down arrow on our keyboard several times so that the top is even with the first horizontal line. So the first horizontal line is the first dotted line up here. So let's click on the title, and then you can either just hold the down key, then tap as you get closer to it. Yep, that looks. So it's just more like you just have to do it uh, by sight. Yeah. For part D, change the title placeholder size. So we want to go to shape format. The size is going to be 1 inch, and it's going to be the width is 13.33. Okay. So we want to use the alignment buttons to move the title. So that doesn't really matter which one you go first, but it's always good to just follow what the direction says. So go ahead and select Align Center. And that's it for that one. For part F, change the shape fill to dark red, accent 6, darker 50%. It's a mouthful, so let's just go ahead and show you what that looks like. So click on shape fill, go to the far right and to the bottom of the theme color section. And you notice the name of that color matches the name listed in part F. So go ahead and click on that. Now we want to change the font to Gabriola. Right now it's on Calibri. And the nice thing about PowerPoint, like most fields now that you encounter, it has autocomplete. So you notice only type in GAB, and then it auto-completes to Gabriola. So I'm just going to tab to the font size and select 60. And then they want us to click bold and shadow. So let's go ahead and bold it and then shadow. Shadow's harder to see. So yeah, this is more like 2 parts in one direction. So just be aware of that. For part H, they want us to click the character spacing drop down arrow, which is this icon here with the AV. When you click the down arrow to the right of it, it's on normal, we want to select loose. So that's all for step 4. In step 5, they want us to insert and rotate a decorative image on the first layout. So we do that by going to Insert, and then go to Pictures, and then select Pictures from this device. Then we want to go ahead and go to where we downloaded those files. see here. Project. Yep, here we are. And then we want to look for Vine 1-04, which is this one. Click on Insert. That's A, B. We want to increase the size, and we do that by changing the height. The width will automatically adjust. So what we want is 4.5 inch for the height. And you notice the width got bigger as well. The order counts here, so we need to go ahead and follow the order in which the directions are listed. So for part D, click the rotate button and choose flip horizontal. Okay. And then we need to go back to the rotate button and then select rotate left 90 degrees. And you can reference this screenshot here to kind of get an idea of whether or not you rotated properly. And it looks like we did. For part E, click the align button, and then we want to go ahead and align it to the top. Align top. And then we want to go ahead and align right. Okay. Part E. Click the bring forward drop down arrow and then select bring to front. So click the drop down arrow and select bring to front. It's already in the front of the title, so it's just more of making sure that it is in fact in front of all the other content here. For step 6, they want us to add a rectangle and adjust the stacking order. So now they want us to select the second layout, and the name should match the name here. So to do that, click the second layout, kind of move out to the side and go back in. And then, yep, the pop-up matches the name in part A. So you selected the right slide. For part B, click the Shapes button. So you can find that by going back to Home, click on Shapes, and select a rectangle. And here, just draw like any shape rectangle. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Then we can fine-tune the height and width by just typing the actual value. So right, they want the height to be 4.5. So don't do that. Don't do the size by hand. It's just easier to type in the exact values. And the width is 13.33. Okay, that's a big one. Now they want us to click the align button, align top, and then align center. Okay, and you notice it's covering up the title right now, so we do need to send it back, but it's not there yet. First, we need to do in part D is to change the shape fill so that is black background 1. So go to shape fill. It's this first color here. Select that. And then we want to remove the outline. So go to shape outline, no outline. Then we can send it backward and click the down arrow and send it to back, which means the very back. There you go. Now we can see our title again. For step 7, they want us to adjust the placeholder. So select the title placeholder. So this is the title here. First, they want us to change the font size to 80. So right now it's at 60. So click the drop down, select 80. Change the width to 9. So let's go to shape format, size. Right now the width is 10 inches. So let's hit 9. Okay. Now we need to realign it. So go to align, top, and then align center. Now we want to change the shape fill to no fill. So we don't want that dark red there. So go to shape fill, no fill. Now they want us to select the subtitle placeholder. Yep. Click the bring forward. Make sure to bring it to front. Yep. that doesn't really change anything, but SimNet will grade for that. For step 8, they want us to go ahead and insert a decorative image and use grid lines on the title slide layout. So let's go ahead and click the Pictures button again. So go to Insert, Images, Pictures for this device. And then this time they want us to do Vine 2-04. Right now we don't really see it, so let's go ahead and just move it down to the gray area. Now you can see what we just added. So that's A, B, C. Click the Size and Position launcher. The reason why we want to select the launcher and not just type in the values is because we want to deselect lock aspect ratio for the second step. So to access the launcher, it's this size and position button at the very bottom of the size section, the right hand bottom. So click on that, unselect locked aspect ratio, and here we can adjust it so that the height is 2.5 inch and the width is 10 inch. Okay. Then go ahead and close the picture frame. That's part F. We're going to need to realign it. So align center and then align bottom. For step 9, they want us to apply a picture bullet. So that is on a different slide. So we need to go to the third layout. So click on that, move out, and then move your mouse back over it. And the name matches the name in part A. So that's the correct slide. Select the first 2 bullet points. So second level and edit master text out. Those are the first 2 bulleted points. We're going to change it to an image. So to do that, we go back to home, click down on the bulleted icon, and then go down to bullets and numbering, select picture from a file, and it's this note -04. Hit insert, and you notice it changed to that. Okay, so that's all the way to F. G, there's 5 parts to G. So I'm glad they broke this one up. Sometimes I wish they did that for other parts. Yeah, like, part E here or part F. Yeah. But I'm glad they did it for part G, just so that we don't skip a step and then get penalized in the grading. So they want us to go ahead and select the ruler. So go to View, check mark the ruler, and you notice it appears now on the top. And then click before the edit on the first bulleted line. So I'm going to click in front of it. So you notice my blinking cursor is right there now. Now I want to click the triangle pointing up on a left indent marker. So you notice up here in the ruler, there's the indent marker. I just want to drag it once, let's see here. Yep, once to the right, to the next tick mark. Yeah. Now we need to click on the second level and do the same thing. Drag it so, so it's to the right, 1 tick mark. And that completes part G. For step 10, they want us to use grid lines, align placeholders, and change text. So we need to move on to the 4th layout. I'm going to click on it, move my mouse out, and move back over it. And the name matches the name in part A, so I'm good. Select the title placeholder and change the following. So I'm going to select the title, change the size. So 3.5. And then the width is 9.65. Yep. We need to realign it by going to the line button, select align right. So we need to move the title placeholder up so the top is even with the second horizontal line, which is right here. So it's not too far. So you can just click and drag it. or use the arrow key. Yeah. So you can use the combination of dragging and using the up arrow. Change the font size to 44. So let's go home. 44. We need to click the align text and select middle. The align text looks like this on my PowerPoint, and select middle. Select the subtitle placeholder. So it's this one, this text box here. Change the font to Gabriella. Once again, you can either type GAB or you can select Gabriella from a recently used font. So I'm going to do it that way. And then we need to change it so it's 36. And then we need to make it bold and have shadow. We need to change the align text button so it's in the middle. Let's go back here, select middle. Then we need to resize the subtitle placeholder so that it's 1.4 inches for the height. The width is 6.67 inches. Okay. And then we're going to align it to the right. Align right. We're going to add a rectangle. And if you look at figure 4-142, it's this black bar here that we're going to add. So let's go back to home, go to shapes, and then click on the rectangle tool. Draw any size rectangle. We'll fine tune it by going to the size and then typing in 0.3 for the height. And then for the width, it will be 13.33, which is the length of the slide. We want to align it in the center. Okay. And then in the shape for part N, we need to change the color. So change it so it's black, background 1. And then we don't want any shape outline, so no outline. Okay. And here we just have to do it by hand. Move this shape above the title placeholder. So I'm going to move it this way and then use my arrow key. Yep, there you go. Copy an image from a slide master layout and paste it on a different layout. So we're just selecting an image that we inserted before. So part A is asking us to go back to the first layout, and it's this image here. And then to Control C, or you can right click and select copy. We want to go to the section layout, which is this one, I believe. Let's go back. Yep, section header layout. So this is the correct one, and then Control V. Okay. And then we want to move that pasted image so it's on the bottom left side of the slide. There we go. Now we want to use the rotation handle, which is this curved arrow on the right, on the left side of this image. And then it's rotated counterclockwise, or you can do it the other way as well. And rotate it so that this loop here is pointing down like what is shown in the screenshot. So I kind of like that. Don't stress if it doesn't exactly rotate to the screenshot. I think SimNet is flexible on this one. Same thing with the placement. I'm happy with that. So in step 12, we need to click the Slide Master tab and close the master view. It's already selected, so I don't need to do that. And just click the Close Master View. Now we can actually see the slides that are actually used or will be visible when they do the presentation. Slide 1 is already selected. But they want us to move the subtitle up until the date is on the dark red shape. Okay, so let's go and click and drag it up. That looks good. You can also use your arrow key for that. Let's go on to slide 2 for step 14. Here, they just want us to observe that instead of bullets, it's a musical note. So that's an easy one. For step 15, they want us to modify its smart art graphic, which is on slide 3. Like the smart art graphic. You know you selected it because there's this dynamic tab that showed up. Click the Change Colors button in the Smart Design tab. And the color we want is Gradient Loop Accent 3. So let's go down to Accent 3 and this one or this one? Yeah, so it's the fourth, it's a darker chocolate one. Yep, that's the one they want. For part C, click the More button in the Smart Art Styles. And we want the intense effect, which is this one here. And you know it's the correct one when the pop-up says intense effect. So that completes step 15. For step 16, they want us to modify a table, which is on slide 4. Select the table. And then let's go to the Table Design tab, and we want to click this down arrow, which is the More button. And then we want to do medium style too. So go to the medium section here, and this is medium style too. So just hover over the style to discover the name of it. And then if it matches what is shown in part A, that's the correct one. And it helps that they have a screenshot for this one. So, yep, that looks good. We do want to change the font so that it's Gabriola and the size is 24 and that is bold. So let's go home. Um, yeah. So to be on the safe side, you want to go ahead and select the entire cells or all the cells in a table. You notice the way I tend to do that is I do it from the bottom right hand cell and then just move it to the upper top left cell. Okay. Right now it's in Calibri. I forgot that I used Gabriola, so I'm just going to do GAB. I'm going to tab it, change the font size to 24, and then apply bold. For step 17, they want us to deselect the grid lines and ruler just to clean it up a little bit. So, yep. So it looks like so this is what it looks like when we do the present view. For step 18, they want us to insert and align a picture. Click the new slide drop-down arrow. So just go to home. There you go. Now it can let me click it. Click the slides, new slide. And then in the title slide, I'm just going to type in enjoy the show. And then click on the pictures. And then we're going to, so go to insert, image pictures from this device. And we're going to insert violin -04. Okay. A designer pane opened. We don't need to do anything with that. So just go ahead and close it. Which takes care of part E. We want to change the violin height to 5.8. So right now it's at 4 inches. Type in 5.8. Yep. Width automatically adjusted. For part G, click the align button, and then we want to align left this time. And then align bottom. Okay. You'll notice right away that the top of the violin is kind of going into the title dark red area. We'll adjust that later. First thing we need to do though for part H is change the alt text button. So uh, you do that by going into Shape Format tab and select the alt text button, and just type in picture of violin. For step 19, they want us to remove the picture background. So select the violin, click on the zoom so that it's 100%. I click the plus sign at the status bar on the right side there. Click the remove background button. The suggested selection for the area to be removed shows a magenta. And then click the mark areas to keep button. And then what I do is I draw lines over parts of the violin that I want to keep. So let me show you what that looks like. So let's go to the picture format. On the far left, there's the remove background button. Okay. Let's try this again. The reason why I click it twice is because I noticed the first time I clicked it, these mark areas to keep and mark areas to remove was grayed out. So if that happens, don't stress. Just click on discard all changes and then click on remove background again. And then you notice those are clickable now. So we want to click mark areas to keep. And I'm just going to draw lines over areas that I want to keep. Okay. You notice I want to keep the body of the violin. Okay, so that looks good. Oop. So if you do something that you don't like, just hold Control Z, which is an undo. So apparently I shouldn't draw over like the opening of the violin. It got confused. There it goes. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Now I want to get rid of this hollow space here and also this white space on the bottom. Right, so now I'm going to click mark areas to remove. Yep, yep. That looks pretty good. And then I'm just going to like click a dot there. Yep. Can I zoom in somewhere? Yeah, I can zoom in somewhere. Yeah, there you go. All right. You don't have to be that exact like I did, but this looks good now. So now I'm going to keep changes, and you notice it removed the white background, so it fits well to this slide. Let me zoom out one more time. There we go. Okay, that's part C, part D, part E, yep, part F, part G. That's all done. Now we want to view this slide in slide view mode. So it's this projector button here. Is that right? Yep, slideshow. Yep, this looks good. I'm going to hit escape on my keyboard to leave. You don't have to do it, and you don't have to go to slideshow, I mean, but it gives you a good view of the edits you just done. Now we want to click the Fit Slide to Current Window button, which is this far in the status bar. It's this box with 4 arrows. There we go. Now you can see the entire slide. Now we want to go ahead and send this violin backwards. Let's click that, and you notice the title is over the violin now. And this looks good. I don't think I need to reveal it. Let's go ahead and save it and then submit it. Upload and submit it. Yep. So close it. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, that scared me. I don't want it to start over again. Anyways, so that's saved. Let's click upload my file that I just worked on. Yes, let's go ahead and submit it. Now it's preparing the results. Hopefully get 100%. Oh, what did I miss here? Oh, I chose the wrong layout. Okay. Interesting. So let me go ahead and see if I can fix this. So once again, hopefully you guys know how to read the feedback. But so once it's saying in step 18, I made a mistake. So the mistake I made here was when I click new slide, oops, I supposed to pick title only. Okay. And then the other thing it says I didn't have is I don't have an alt text. So let me check my alt text. Oh, yeah, I didn't have an alt text. It's an AI generated and it's not a cello. Yep. So I messed up there. So let me see how quickly I can fix this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to like copy this stuff here and paste it here. Copy this violin, paste it here. I'm going to delete this one. Yep, delete slide. And then I'm going to go to alt text. I wonder why I didn't save the alt text. What does it need to say? Picture of a violin. Picture of a violin. Okay. Make sure that's save. Yep. Hopefully that's it. Oh, I need to send this picture back. Send backward. There we go. I think this looks good. Save it again. Close it. Okay. Go ahead and upload my file one more time. Yep. Hopefully that's an easy fix. Yes. Okay, that worked. So sometimes SimNet it's gets a little difficult where the only way you can really get a better score is restart the project. So fortunately, the mistakes I made didn't require me to restart the project. So, but yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully you guys get 100% in your project.